When you get home after a long day, you don't want to have to spend an hour getting a family meal ready, right? Well, lifestyle expert Roni Proder of Dinner Reinvented showed us how to get dinner on the table in a snap. Roni, with your blog, one of the things that you want to do is make sure that people can figure out dinner quickly, easily, but it's got to be good.
Yes, we're going to take something that's classic, and then we're also going to reinvent the leftovers. Both are going to taste completely original, very, very easy to make, and super tasty.
I love you take the leftovers, not just like warming them up in the Tupperware, right? But yeah, make something completely different.
Well, oftentimes when we're reinventing the leftovers, the family is like, oh, leftovers. And my mission is really, you know, with Dinner Reinvented, to make you rethink the way that you think about leftovers and kind of stretch that dollar a little bit further.
It's all food, right?
Yes. Okay. So we are starting with pork piccata. So classic chicken piccata, we're shaking it up and we're using pork instead. So here is how simple the ingredients are to making a classic pork piccata. So we're starting with Smithfield. This pork loin is garlic and herb. It's already seasoned for you.
They've done the work for you, yeah.
Yes. So all I did was I sliced it thin, then I pounded it out with a mallet, which is really fun to like get in there and pound it out. I sprinkled it with a little bit of flour and then I seared it in the pan. So I used excellent quality ingredients, and then you don't have to do much.
Right, a little bit of olive oil, right?
Yeah, so this is like my favorite. This is a Pompeian robust extra virgin olive oil, and it's a really high quality olive oil. It has a USDA seal. You know it's really delicious and high quality. So I start with that. I fry the capers.
Capers are so great for giving, like if you're backing off on your salt, for example, put some capers in, that gives you your salt. Also, I see there's lemon here. You squeeze a little bit of lemon, that gives you kind of a salty taste as well. So back off on the salt.
What a great idea, actually. You know what? There is the perfect amount of seasoning in that Smithfield pork loin, so you really don't have to add. In fact, I don't think I added any salt to this in general. Make sure you get a caper in there.
Let me hear.
Okay, so after you've seared the pork, you take it out. You add more olive oil. You fry your capers a little bit. It's so good, right? You add a little bit of Dijon, a little bit of white wine, and lemon. That is it.
I thought this was, is that what that is?
Yeah, I mean you may as well. It's only going to work well together, right? And of course, if you're cooking with a good wine, then you're drinking the good wine. Everything marries well together. So here we have our pork piccata, and this is how I'm plating it. I thought it would be really fun, instead of just your traditional carb, to shake it up and add a really delicious crouton. So I took my California Gold Miner sourdough. Ralph was asking me, what kind of bread do you really love? I'm using California Gold Miner sourdough bread because it's really tangy. It is very sturdy, so it really holds up to something like making these delicious.
It takes the seasonings, but it doesn't make it soggy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I made it into a garlic herb crouton. And the other thing that I really love about it is their big mission right now is non-GMO. Okay. And we know that that term is really big right now because people are paying more and more attention to the food that is going into their body.
Genetically modified. Yeah, you want stuff that's whole. You
want something that's whole, and you want really good ingredients. So they have made it their mission to use non-GMO wheat, and you're still getting that slow-crafted, fermented flavor.
That looks like you worked all day on that meal. It looks really good.
Like 10 minutes later, and we have dinner, and I love that those croutons soak up all of that incredible piccata flavor.
That is restaurant quality looking right there.
Right? Ooh, I love to hear that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, so here is our delicious dinner. All I did was I served it with broccolini, which are these yummy long. It's a fun way to like take your broccolini to the next level. You could squeeze a little bit of lemon juice on it. You have something that is super healthy. The kids are going to eat it. They can pick it up with their fingers. We garnish with a little bit of parsley. Wow, you have something that seriously looks like it's been cooked in the restaurant.
I'm full. It was delicious. It's great. Fast forward the clock. Next day.
I know. So tomorrow we have half of this piccata, and how are we going to stretch it? We're going to make it into a panini. So we're using all of the same ingredients that we loved. We're using that California Gold Miner sourdough.
So you didn't have to go back to the grocery store. It's all here.
Didn't go back to the grocery store. The only thing I'm really adding is cheese, and you could use whatever cheese you have. If you have a really yummy aged cheddar, use that. You have manchego like I do that was left over from a cheese platter, use that. Get creative. Try something that's a little bit out of your comfort zone. So manchego or pecorino. And now I put it in my panini press. Okay, now let's say you don't have a fancy panini press. Totally cool. Put it in a cast iron skillet, put a lid on top of it, press it down, and now you have this incredible
Sometimes
panini.
I put like a little bit, just a little sheath or a little shining of olive oil.
Yes.
Because that makes it crispy on that bread,
yes.
right? Yes.
I also love that pompeian because I put it in with my arugula. So I tossed my arugula. Let's see. Do you want to give this a little try? I mean, look how beautiful that looks.
Wow.
That pork piccata, all of a sudden reinvented with some melty cheese. You see how easy it is. It's all the same ingredients, but it tastes totally different.
You reinvented life with this right here. Oh my gosh.
Use some of the sauce. You can use it as your side on the dipping. It's just like something that is really, really comforting, and I like the idea of just shaking it up in the kitchen, especially during the wintertime when you want something really comforting.
Roni.
Thank
you
that.
very much. Yeah,
that is like music to my ears.
I'm finishing off this off in the commercial break, and then some. Delicious. Thank you very much. And again, remind folks about your blog.
Okay, so Dinner Reinvented. You can find me on Instagram. I'm posting live Instagram stories all the time of what I'm cooking. Also with tips on how to cook for different people in the family, right? Sometimes I'll get comments of like, how do I cook for adults and for kids and not feel like I'm a short order cook?
Yeah.
So I address a lot of that.
And the other thing you do is you have products also that you really find that can help us cut time but still get to where you want to go.
Yeah, whether it's a pan or it's a grill pan or the ingredients that I really love that help, you know, make my life a little bit easier, add a shortcut to my dinner preparation. So that's all on Instagram. I also have a great YouTube channel full of quick tips, great recipes, along with reinventions of the last night's leftovers. So just look me up on Dinner Reinvented.
Speaking of YouTube channels, if you'd like to see me eat the rest of this, go to our YouTube channel at Great Day, and I'll eat the rest of this.
I love it. Thank you so much, Deborah. It's always so much fun to be with you.
You're welcome, Roni. For these recipes and more, check out Roni's blog, Dinner Reinvented. Up next, a 3D scanning machine that can tell you how much body fat you're really walking around with. Great Day's Christina Cooker has a look inside the body.
Have you ever wondered how many calories you can burn, how much muscle is really inside of your body? Well, up next, we hop on this scanner that reads you from the inside out. So cool. We're going to tell you all about it after the break. We'll be right back.